morning. We're going to finish chapter 4 today, starting in verse 21. And Jesus is going to continue to go on parables. He's going to talk about a lamp and putting it on a stand. He's going to talk about the parable of the growing seed and then the mustard seed. And then we leave the parables and we get to this portion where Jesus is going to also be in a boat and the storm comes along. Familiar story. It's in most of the Gospels. And so we hear this story about the storm coming up and the disciples being afraid. And as they're afraid, they go wake Jesus up, and Jesus rebukes the waves and it calms down. But as I was reading this, there was something that I noticed that I guess I've just always overlooked. It's found in verse 36. It says this: leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat, and there were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat so that it was nearly swamped. As I read this, I never really caught this before. But in verse 36, it says they're getting away from the crowds. And as they get away from the crowds, it says there were other boats with them. I never caught that before. That means there must have been other boats. And I kind of wondered, well, this storm came up. How did the people in the other boats react? Did they scream out to Jesus? Did they start throwing their stuff overboard like we saw happen with Paul? How did they respond? The Bible only tells us what's important, so we don't have an answer to that question. But here we see that Jesus is talking to the disciples. They're learning more about what Jesus is able to do. I just wonder about the other boats. If you were in the other boat, what would you do? I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.